Hey guys, welcome to Fishing with Phil. Today we're going to talk about a technique called drop shot. It's a great summertime technique. Catch a lot of fish on it, but a lot of people have problems rigging it up. I'm going to show you an easy way of doing it right now. Okay, so what is drop shot? Well, drop shot is basically this. A hook above the sinker. Now I'm going to show you how to rig this up and a couple of the specialized items that you need to make this very simple. When do you want to use drop shot? I use it all time of the year, but the main time is summertime. When the fish move deep, you need something to go after them, get them. This technique will work. It does work in shallow water. It works around grass, rocks. No matter what you have a body of water, rivers, creeks, you name it, you can catch fish on this technique. The only thing that I think you need for this is you need clear water or slightly stained. You start getting too dark or dirty water, it's not going to perform as well because it is a sight technique. It's a finesse technique and the fish need to see it to eat it. So that's the only thing you do need. You need clear water or stained water. Let me talk about equipment first. Equipment it's a finesse technique, so we're going to use spinning equipment. I use a St. Croix Legend Tournament Bass. I love the rod. It's an awesome rod. Cast a mile. But you can use any spinning rod. Doesn't matter. Mine's 6 foot 10 inches. It's a medium light power, extra fast action. You want medium or medium light. St. Croix medium lights are more like medium with every other rod. St. Croix's powers are a little heavier than everybody else. That's just the way it is. I use a Shimano Stratic FJ 2500 spinning reel. I can't say enough good things about that reel. It has what they call X-ship. Let me show you the reel. And it's a beautiful reel too. Shimano started putting in their higher end reels a couple years ago what they call X-ship. And all it is an extra bearing that gives the reel more rigidity. That's hard to say. And it just makes it feel more powerful in a light reel. If you're going to buy a Shimano spinning reel after you watch this, please get one with X-ship in it. I promise you, I think the lowest end reel they put it in is the Symmetry, which is around $100 retail. The next reel down, which is the Sahara, which is a great reel, but it doesn't have X-ship, is like $79. Please spend the extra $20 and get the one with X-ship. It is amazing how, I can't even explain it, but when you get a fish on, you never know it's there when you're fishing. But when you get a fish on, especially a bigger fish, it is amazing how much control you have over the fish with that reel, with that small of a reel. It just really makes a difference. It's really worth the extra $20. If you watch enough of my videos, you're going to see bait casters I love Lew's, spinning reels I love Shimano's. That's just the way it's worked out for me. I've tried a bunch of different ones. That's what I like. I love it. But yeah, you just want a spinning reel, 2,500, 3,000. You don't want to go down to 1,000 because then you're not able to pick up enough line and you spend more time reeling, you know, because you're fishing deep water most of the time with this technique. And, you know, you want to reel in and drop back down, or you don't want to be spending a lot of time reeling. So the 2,500 and up is going to help you pick up more line, and it just you're going to catch some big fish on this. So you want some heavy duty, some heavier gear than like 1,000. Like I said, a spinning rod, your length, whatever you like, 1,000. 6 foot up to 7 foot, somewhere in there. Whatever you want to use is fine. The medium light. You want an extra fast action or a fast action because when you set the hook, you want it you don't want hardly any give. You just want to pop it. You want to pin them right in the top of their lip. So that's for the gear. Line, I use braid with a fluoro leader. I got onto that a few years ago fishing up Erie. I use Sunline SX1 braid. It sinks. I use 10-pound braid with a 6 or 8-pound fluoro leader, depending on if I'm targeting smallmouth or largemouth or how clear the water is. When I go to Erie, even though I'm catching big smallmouth, I go down to 6 just because the water's really clear. If I'm fishing around grass or a little bit of a stained water, then I know I can go up to 8-pound test and not have any problem with the fish seeing it. I usually use about an 8-foot leader with it, and the knot that I found best that works for me is an FG knot. Get on YouTube, get on Google, look it up. There's a great video on YouTube on how to tie the FG knot. It's simple and it's strong and it works. There's a lot of other knots out there, uni to uni, Alberta knot. Just look them up. Try a couple different ones, whatever works for you. But yeah, that's all I use. Now, as far as the drop shot itself, this is what it looks like. See if I can get that in there. All it is a hook above the sinker, and you're going to drop it down or cast it out, let it get to the bottom, tighten up your line, and now you got that worm sitting anywhere from a foot, foot and a half, 4 inches, 8 inches, however high you want it, off the bottom. Just sitting there dancing. It's great. Great, great, great. What makes this easy though? I said I was going to show you how to do it easy. Well, for the longest time, you would have, people would use something like this. Gamakatsu drop shot hook or a split shot hook. And you'd have to run the line down through the hook with the hook pointed up, tie a polymer knot, then run your tag end back down through there. So it would make sure that this hook stood up, because that's what you want. You want that hook to stand up like that. And then you would connect your weight to it. A couple things people have problems with was line twist, and it just had a hard time tying it to get that hook to sit right. Well, VMC has a hook called spinshot. And if you could see there's a little swivel built into the eye of the hook. And this is the key to making drop shot easy. So what you'll do is you'll get your line coming from your rod, your fluorocarbon leader or your monofilament leader, whatever you want to use, and you will tie to this top eye on that swivel. Just like that. Now that hook is sitting up exactly how you want it. Then you will take another spare piece of line, tie it to the bottom swivel, and run that as long as you want down to your weight. Eliminates line twist completely. You won't have any line twist because this hook spins. So line twist is gone. What else is nice is you can vary the length between your hook and your sinker just by starting. I usually start off with a foot or a little bit more, and then if I feel like they're sitting down a little bit lower, then I'll just cut a little bit off and slide that weight up. It's simple. Okay, so what baits? My number one go-to drop shot bait is a 4.5 inch robo worm. Fat robo worm. They also make a straight tail, and they make them a 6 inch, 7 inch. This is the one I use. You could use a Zoom finesse worm. Great bait. You can use a minnow. I have a buddy who crushes them with a minnow on a drop shot. You know, I don't even think he uses worms. He uses minnows. And that's a Berkeley power bait minnow. 2-inch minnow. So how are we going to rig this up? Well, here's another trick I learned. This is an open hook presentation. So what you'll do is, you will take this worm, the head of it. Now do not go up through the top of that worm. I'm going to show you. Stick that hook in and come out the front of the nose of that worm. And that will make a huge difference in how much this worm dances. Now when this is in water, this worm's floating, it's shaking. I'm sitting here, I'm bouncing it. Deadly, deadly combination. Same way with the zoom or the minnow. I'll take it, come up through the bottom and out through the nose. Awesome. As far as weights, 1/8 ounce up to a 1/2 ounce. That's what I use, depending on how deep you're fishing, wind, current, whatever you have. I use round, and then I use these, which are cylinder weights. These are better in rocks, big rocks. Most of the time I'm using the round ones though. And most of the time I'm using heavier, 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce. And up. 1/8 ounce is if I'm fishing shallow and like a dead slack, then I'll go to an 1/8 ounce. Where to fish this? Rivers, around bridge pilings, walls, barges, rock jetties, anything like that. Lakes, grass, really good technique in between sparse grass. You come out to the edge of a grass bed, you sit there, you'll catch largemouth like crazy on this. But you got to have clear water. Then the other little secret that I have for baits is I will take, this is a 3-inch Senko. Now when you're fishing this technique, you catch a couple fish and they stop biting, you do this, you'll catch 2, 3, 4 more fish, guaranteed. Take this 3-inch Senko, and wacky rig it. For largemouth and smallmouth, this is deadly. This is deadly. This shows them nobody's doing this. I'm telling you, you will catch fish. River, awesome. I'm telling you, you'll be amazed at how many fish you catch just by doing this. Start with your worm or your minnow and then switch to this and watch. I'm telling you, you'll catch fish. It's an awesome technique, guys. Don't be afraid of line twists. Don't be afraid of all the problems tying a knot. Get the VMC spin shot hooks. Tie your main line coming from your rod to the top so the hook is pointing up. Tie your tag end to the bottom of it. Put your weight on. Go out there. Cast it out. Let it get to the bottom. Tighten up the line. Sit there, jiggle it. The hit is going to feel like just added weight. They're not going to slam it. All they're going to do is they're going to come up, they're going to look at it, they're going to suck it in, and sometimes they'll just sit there, and then sometimes they'll just swim away. And you'll feel it'll be like a wet leaf on your line. Yeah, we have all set the hook on a leaf before, I guarantee it. But that's what it's going to feel like. It's just going to feel like a little bit of added weight. You just roll down, and then you want to come straight up with the hook set. You don't come all the way over like that. Just tighten up, straight up, pop it. You always get them right in the top of the lip. Bring them right in. Not a problem. Awesome technique. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch one of my videos. There's a million videos on YouTube, and for you to take the time out of your day to watch one of mine, I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want me to do a better video on the rod and reel, let me know. Anything you want, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out and answer all your questions. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.